Welcome to the Headphone Café, where we take a break from keeping up with the latest and greatest, the newest releases, and just sit back and talk about headphones. So grab a cup of coffee or tea, and pull up a chair. Today we're going to talk about some of the inexpensive IEMs coming in from the Far East, commonly known as Chi-Fi. So I love just the variety and the options that we have right now for such a low price, whether it's the venerable Blonde BL3, you have the KZ Audio, I think it's the KS10 Pro, and I recently picked up these Moondrop, the SSP, I think that's like Spaceship Pro or something like that. And yeah, I've just been really impressed all around with what you're getting for the money. The first question I have is what makes these IEMs better than your average consumer off-the-shelf IEM? I can get Sony's in the same price range, under $50. I can even get a pair of Beats wireless for about $50 these days. So why would I go with these? Even the earbuds that came with my phone, why would I even spend the extra money? And it really comes down to the tuning. These are just tuned so much better than the honestly oppressively bad tunings that are in a lot of mainstream brands. Whether it's bloated bass, made by a sound designer who perhaps thinks that treble and mid-range are completely unnecessary, or maybe it's an earbud that actually has pretty good mids that are good for watching movies or Netflix, but not great for music. Or it's just something that, who knows what they were thinking. They stuck a driver in, connected some wires to it, called it a headphone. Personally, I really love the Blonde BL3 for music. For what it is, for the price, you just absolutely cannot be beat. These KZ Audio ones, these get a lot of time connected to my Switch. I think they're great for gaming. It's really, honestly, this IEM is a miracle at the price. I'm pretty sure it's a 5-driver hybrid that's like $50 with a microphone on the cable. It's pretty ridiculous. And these Moondrop SSP are growing on me a little bit too. I've been using them around the house a little bit. It's just really impressive what you get for the money with these kinds of IEMs. So now the second question is, we understand why we're buying these and not the ear candies at Target. But then the question comes, if these sound so great, how much better is, a $1,000 Campfire Andromeda over, KZ Audio KS10 Pro? And that is actually a little bit more complicated because in some contexts, these are going to come pretty close. Like I said, playing the Switch around the house with a lot of background noise, a lot of movement and other things, exercising, you might not really be able to tell too much difference between these. But the more I listen to any of these, really, the more I notice little things that just don't add up. Whether the vocals sound flat or the bass is nice but largely textureless. And just as you go on, these little things kind of add up and turn into big things. And that's kind of the inverse of my experience with a lot of better IEMs. I'm going to say that the Campfire Andromeda was one of the first really high-end IEMs I ever heard. And it didn't knock my socks off right away. Didn't quite get what all the hype was about. I was a little bit like, this is the best that's out there, like is this, or one of the best out there, or some kind of benchmark in audiophile IEMs, what's the big deal? But the more I listened to it, the more I heard things, the more I realized I was hearing things in songs I'd never heard before. I was hearing details and textures and other things that I just never heard before. And the more I listened to it, the more I fall in love with it. And that holds true today. I actually have a Solstice now, but it gives me that same feeling where I'm always hearing something new. I'm always getting more out of it. And that's the flip side with these IEMs. I find where I might say, oh, the balance between the bass and the treble is great, but that treble isn't really giving me the sort of definition that a higher end option is giving me. The bass isn't really giving me like I said, the texture, the detail in the low end that I can get from something higher end. And so in the end, these end up being a great stepping stone, a great way to find the sounds you like, or they end up being a great knockaround pair for wearing to the gym, for wearing around the house where they might get banged up, dropped, etc. But I don't think that even the best of these can replace some of just the truly incredible experiences that higher end IEMs have to offer. So let me know what you think. What's your favorite IEM under $100, under $50? Be sure to like and subscribe and stop on by again sometime soon.